will go high. Love, grace, humility will win. And then you tell everybody to go to hell. You think that's going to work for you, Coach White? Think that's going to work for you? The reality of the situation is none of that stuff will win if it's left up to you, Stephanie White. Because you're not handling it right. You playing right into their hands. Right into their hands.
Stephen A. Smith has shifted his focus from analyzing the Indiana Fever on the court to directly challenging head coach Stephanie White's leadership. A heated controversy involving Sophie Cunningham, DiJonai Carrington, and a disputed coaching decision has thrust White under intense scrutiny, even as Caitlin Clark and her teammates step forward to defend her. But what drove Smith to challenge White so bluntly? And could this confrontation reveal a deeper friction within the organization?
Player safety is always a top priority for me. One of the things I pride myself on is my relationships with players. I thought the play got called right. Thankfully, Sophie's okay. Was it egregious? Absolutely. When you have a chance to watch that over and over and over on replay, you can see that. I didn't have that in real time. The hate, the fear-mongering, the divisiveness, the stuff that's trying to hijack our league will not win. It won't win. We are united. We are connected. We will not.
Smith expanded the conversation beyond a single tactical decision. The issue is no longer just whether White made a bad judgment call on the sidelines.
Embracing the reality of the tense situation that the WNBA, and especially you as the coach of the Indiana Fever, is involved in. There are folks in Indiana at a home game booing you. You ain't the road team, you the home team, you the home coach, and they booing you. And Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark can speak up for you all they want to, as they did, and as they should have.
The core question has become whether the Fever head coach retains the confidence of the team she leads. A question Smith is raising as public pressure mounts.
See what happened when this young lady got ejected from a WNBA game the other day for a flagrant foul on Sophie Cunningham? Did y'all see that? She got ejected from the game for that flagrant foul right there. And I'll be damned if that wasn't a flagrant too. She mugged her. Damn near came across like decapitating her, for crying out loud. That was definitely a hard foul. Make no mistake about it. Nobody can argue about it. You can say what you want. We know what we saw. No way around it. DiJonai Carrington foul was clearly unnecessary. It was a flagrant foul penalty too. It was absolutely positively correct.
The situation stems from a high-profile incident during the Indiana Fever's August 8th game against the Chicago Sky. DiJonai Carrington was ejected following a breakaway foul on Sophie Cunningham involving contact around the head and neck area. Officials assessed the play as a flagrant 2, resulting in Carrington's immediate ejection.
That Stephanie is stuck in is she knows DiJonai is a good person, but now she's coaching people who are likely taking money from the Heritage Foundation, has a large MAGA racist fan base, and they didn't like that she defended DiJonai.
Take personally any suggestions that I don't 100% always have my players.
While the officiating call resolved the sequence on the floor, the post-game narrative escalated rapidly. The incident sparked broader debates covering player safety, team leadership, social media reactions, fan expectations, and White's future with the franchise. White's initial explanation at the press conference came under heavy scrutiny when viewers began contrasting her statements with circulating video footage, leading to debate over the consistency of her account. This growing discrepancy is where Stephen A. Smith joined the commentary.
It's a flagrant 2 every single damn time in the NBA and the WNBA. But you know things have devolved when you got the Attorney General for the state of Florida saying that's why WNBA games ain't here because guess what? We are the prosecutor. Attorney General James Uthmeyer, the WNBA knows better than to play games down here in Florida because I'll be charging people with assault. I should probably clarify. Assault and battery. That is from the Attorney General of the state.
Smith framed his critique around head coaching responsibilities rather than officiating classifications. His central argument focused on a head coach's duty to monitor player safety, recognize dangerous contact on the floor, and respond promptly during critical moments. He suggested that White's history with Carrington as a former player may have influenced her initial interpretation of the play, though supporters maintain that coaches often assess fast-moving plays strictly at game speed.
You're wrong, but it starts to make me think you care more about the overlying social issues and not pissing off other people in the league and saying men can play league, because she's one of those players. Coaches, when asked, always is taking the far left side of it. This isn't politics. Your player got assaulted. Defend your player in the press conference. Be like, yeah, that was a dirty play. She should have hit the showers. She acts like she's the coach of the other team. I don't care if she's the best X's and O's when she's not. Get her the hell out of there. Either defend your players or get...
The persistence of the debate hinges on whether White's reaction would have differed had the play involved a player she had never coached. The situation intensified further prior to Indiana's game against the New York Liberty, when White addressed the growing noise directly. Rather than offering a standard PR response, her impassioned defense urged critics to let the team operate without outside interference, creating a stark contrast between her calls for grace and her firm pushback against outside commentary.
Is the dumbest coach I've ever seen. Love, grace, humility, integrity. And you can go to hell if you don't love, grace, and integrity who I want. She is the dumbest human being to ever coach a professional sport. I say love wins. I will always have their back, except you didn't with Alyssa Thomas, except you didn't with DiJonai Carrington, except you didn't going back, except you never have. Hell, you're so stupid you can't even tell us what a woman is. You can't even tell us the difference between a...
White's sharp tone reflected the mounting pressure of coaching high-visibility games. Managing the Indiana Fever alongside the intense national spotlight surrounding Caitlin Clark means that every substitution, press conference statement, and tactical choice receives immediate public reaction. However, Smith emphasized that the issue centered on public perception and fan alignment, particularly after a section of the home crowd voiced frustration toward White during team introductions.
Plenty of chances to come out with a statement like this and chose not to come out with a statement like this. But when she saw that her job was in jeopardy, after the Lieutenant Governor of Indiana came out with that statement, after she came out to say that she believed that the play between DiJonai Carrington and Sophie Cunningham wasn't intentional, when she came out with that statement and she saw how those fans reacted to her saying that, how the governor of Indiana came out saying how she spoke about that, now she wants to make a statement. Now she wants to try to flip her words and say that, oh, she didn't see video clips and see all this. Stand on business.
Home court booing directed at a head coach is an unusual dynamic. Smith pointed out that this reaction occurred in her home arena, signaling a rift with portions of the fan base. In contrast, Caitlin Clark publicly backed her coach, expressing discomfort with the crowd's reaction and emphasizing that the roster remains united behind White. This created a visible contrast between internal team support and external public criticism. Sophie Cunningham also voiced support for White, reinforcing the locker room's unified stance. The team translated that focus onto the court during their matchup against New York, where Clark recorded 22 points and 10 assists to lead Indiana to a 106-92 victory, marking their 15th 100-point performance of the season. The win provided an immediate contrast to the ongoing debates surrounding the coaching position.
I really believe that Stephanie White deserves to be fired. I don't care about the injury excuse. I think that's what they're going to use to keep her for another year, which they will, because they're like, well, look at the injury. See, she couldn't do her job. That's what they're going to do. And most likely, 99%, she'll be back. But honestly, the job she did, she deserves to get fired. She does. Let me tell you why. Number one, poor roster and cover for Bonner. To me, that alone should get her fired.
The sequence of events, moving from initial game speed observations to post-game video reviews, followed by emotional public statements, turned the focus toward how coaching staff handle player accountability. Smith's commentary underscored that supporting roster members and addressing hazardous on-court plays are distinct aspects of leadership that must be balanced simultaneously.
White needs to be fired. The ESPN analysts that hate Caitlin Clark said it all. It's the sisterhood. And the sisterhood is Stephanie White's team. That's where most of the dramas came from. In Caitlin Clark's, now Sophie Cunningham's career. Stephanie White just defended DiJonai Carrington's, whatever you want to call it, assault attack on Sophie Cunningham. She defended Alyssa Thomas's fist to the throat and made Alyssa Thomas out to be the victim.
The heightened media focus around the fever ensures that every incident receives swift public evaluation. While strong game results can shift public narratives, persistent off-court debates tend to resurface during difficult stretches. Smith's remarks served to highlight a dynamic that had already drawn substantial public attention.
Is getting absolutely worked today. Wow, it's bad. Do you know how bad you must be? Do you know how unfavorable you must? Do you know how out of touch you must be with your fan base, with your state, to where the lieutenant governor of your own state is demanding that you get fired?
Key questions remain regarding the handling of the initial play, the influence of past player-coach relationships, and how public statements align with team messaging. Moving forward, Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever have the opportunity to address these ongoing discussions through their continued performance on the court.